A world on edge, from The Hague to the South China Sea. The world watches with bated breath as international justice takes center stage. Former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte stands accused of crimes against humanity at the International Criminal Court, ICC. This landmark case unfolds against a backdrop of escalating tensions in the West Philippine Sea and the lingering specter of protectionist trade policies from the Trump era. The convergence of these events underscores the fragility of global order and the urgent need for accountability, diplomacy, and cooperation on the world stage. The arrest of Duterte, a man once dubbed the Punisher, has sent shockwaves through the Philippines and beyond. It marks a pivotal moment for the ICC, testing its ability to hold even the most powerful figures accountable for their actions. Meanwhile, in the contested waters of the South China Sea, China's assertive actions continue to raise alarms, prompting a united response from regional powers and their allies. The echoes of Trump's America First agenda are felt in the ongoing trade tensions between the United States and Canada. The tariffs imposed during his presidency continue to cast a shadow on bilateral relations, highlighting the enduring impact of protectionist policies. These interconnected events serve as a stark reminder of the challenges facing the international community in the 21st century. As we navigate these turbulent waters, the pursuit of justice, the defense of sovereignty, and the promotion of fair trade remain paramount. The world is watching, waiting to see if the arc of history will bend towards accountability and cooperation, or descend further into conflict and division. Duterte in the dock. A reckoning for the war on drugs? The arrest of former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte by the International Criminal Court, ICC, on March 11, 2025, sent shockwaves through the Philippines and reverberated across the globe. Duterte, who gained international notoriety for his brutal war on drugs that claimed thousands of lives, now faces charges of crimes against humanity. His arrest marks the first time a former Asian head of state has been indicted by the ICC. The charges stem from Duterte's flagship anti-drug campaign, launched upon his assumption of the presidency in 2016. The campaign, ostensibly aimed at eradicating illegal drugs, quickly devolved into a bloody crackdown, characterized by extrajudicial killings, enforced disappearances, and widespread human rights abuses. Human rights groups allege that the Philippine National Police, acting under Duterte's direct orders, summarily executed thousands of suspected drug users and dealers, often without trial or due process. Duterte, for his part, has remained defiant in the face of international criticism. He has repeatedly defended his administration's actions, arguing that the drug war was necessary to combat the scourge of illegal drugs and maintain law and order. His supporters, many of whom view him as a strong man who brought stability to the Philippines, have denounced the ICC's arrest as an infringement on Philippine sovereignty. The ICC's decision to pursue charges against Duterte has been met with mixed reactions within the Philippines. Victims' families and human rights advocates have cautiously welcomed the move, seeing it as a long overdue step towards accountability for the atrocities committed during the drug war. However, Duterte supporters have condemned the arrest, accusing the ICC of bias and interference in Philippine internal affairs. The case is likely to further polarize Philippine society, exposing deep divisions over Duterte's legacy and the country's future. Echoes of impunity, a trial years in the making. Duterte's journey to The Hague is a testament to the long and arduous fight for justice. The ICC's investigation into the Philippine drug war began in 2017, following a preliminary examination triggered by numerous reports of extrajudicial killings and other human rights abuses. The investigation, which faced numerous obstacles and delays, culminated in the issuance of an arrest warrant against Duterte in March 2025. The ICC's decision to pursue charges against Duterte is particularly significant given the court's history of setbacks and criticisms. The court has faced accusations of bias against African nations and has struggled to secure the arrest of high-profile suspects, including Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir and Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi. Duterte himself had withdrawn the Philippines from the ICC in 2019, in a move widely seen as an attempt to shield himself from prosecution. Despite these challenges, the ICC's pursuit of Duterte sends a powerful message that even those in positions of power are not above the law. It also offers a glimmer of hope to victims and their families, many of whom have waited years for justice. The trial, which is expected to be lengthy and complex, will be closely watched by human rights observers and legal experts around the world. Duterte's arrest is a reminder that the fight for accountability for human rights abuses is often a marathon, not a sprint. It is a testament to the perseverance of victims, advocates, and international institutions in seeking justice and upholding the rule of law. The shadow of history, parallels to Marcos and beyond. The arrest of Rodrigo Duterte evokes haunting parallels to a dark chapter in Philippine history, the Marcos regime. Ferdinand Marcos, who ruled the Philippines with an iron fist for over 2 decades, was also accused of widespread human rights abuses and corruption. Like Duterte, Marcos enjoyed a degree of popular support, particularly in his early years in power. However, his regime's brutality, coupled with rampant corruption and economic mismanagement, eventually led to his downfall. The parallels between the Marcos and Duterte eras are striking. Both leaders cultivated a cult of personality and benefited from a climate of fear and impunity. Both regimes saw the systematic suppression of dissent, with journalists, activists, and political opponents targeted for harassment, intimidation, and even assassination. The specter of Marcos's dictatorship continues to loom large over Philippine society, serving as a cautionary tale about the perils of unchecked power and the fragility of democratic institutions. Duterte's arrest, while a significant step towards accountability, is just the beginning of a long and uncertain process. The ICC's ability to secure a conviction remains to be seen, and the trial is likely to face numerous legal and political obstacles. Moreover, even if Duterte is ultimately held accountable for his crimes, the underlying factors that enabled his rise to power, poverty, inequality, corruption, and a culture of violence will persist. The Philippines stands at a crossroads. The outcome of Duterte's trial will have far-reaching implications for the country's future, shaping its relationship with the international community and its own people. It is a moment of reckoning for the Philippines, an opportunity to confront its past, heal its wounds, and chart a new course towards a more just and equitable future.